One of the most controversial topics of the last 2 years has been the anti-American Anthem protests that took the league by storm. Despite strong backlash, NFL players from around the league knelt during the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Many Americans were asking why these unpatriotic displays took place, and one anthem kneeler just gave a shocking answer. One of the more prominent protesters was former Seattle Seahawks defensive lineman Michael Bennett. Bennett recently admitted that the protest was simply a gesture and that the real work needs to be undertaken within various communities. But if the real work needs to be done in communities, it would seem that denigrating an American symbol like the national anthem simply to raise awareness would be a cheap stunt. Bennett tried pushing the lie that the protests weren't about disrespecting the flag.
I won't stand until I feel like everything's equal. I won't stand until everybody has justice. I won't stand until everybody has freedom, the things that America is built on. I think protesting the national anthem begins a conversation about the truth of America.
Bennett fails to explain how America isn't living up to its ideals. As many conservative thinkers have pointed out, the idea of equality of outcome is not only preposterous, it's dangerous. Successful Black Americans can be found in every sector of American life, and Black American wealth collectively equates to the 18th richest country in the world. The Anthem protesters' sense of justice is measured against a utopian country that has never existed. Despite the great opportunity afforded to all American citizens, NFL players competing in a game in London found it necessary to kneel for the Star-Spangled Banner and then stand for God Save the Queen. Contrary to what the protesters said, that is a direct insult to the flag and the country. So where did these anti-American protests originate? With free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who explicitly said he would not stand for a flag that oppresses black people. To understand Kaepernick's agenda, one must understand what's informing his political beliefs. Colin Kaepernick used to be known for being an exciting dual-threat quarterback who routinely kissed his Christian-themed tattoos. But things quickly went south for Kaepernick, as his career imploded after a meteoric rise. Kaepernick found himself riding the bench, then slowly became enamored with far-left politics. He took classes at Berkeley and got close to Dr. Harry Edwards, a 1960s radical who was the architect of the 1968 Olympic protest. Kaepernick gradually went from a happy-go-lucky guy to a burgeoning revolutionary. He stopped talking about Christianity and started talking about black liberation. He started a children's camp called Know Your Rights that was intentionally modeled after Black Panther indoctrination schools. The camp itinerary includes lectures on segregation, income inequality, and socialist rhetoric. As for the statistics on police brutality, which was Kaepernick's pretext for the protest, the numbers don't point to widespread mistreatment of black people. In 2017, 987 people were shot and killed by the police. Of the 987, 735 were armed with guns or knives, 22% were black, and 44% were white. A study by Harvard economist Roland Fryer showed that cops were more likely to shoot a white suspect than a black suspect. Cops obviously aren't perfect, but a handful of bad shootings in a nation of 325 million people does not equal an epidemic. There have been several recent instances of police brutality hoaxes, but Kaepernick and his supporters would never cherry-pick those instances to suggest there's a widespread proliferation of false claims. Specific instances of police misconduct should be vigorously investigated, which they were by Barack Obama's Department of Justice before Kaepernick even began his protest. That means Kaepernick was protesting for something that was already underway. However, Kaepernick's protest wasn't really about police brutality. It was about anti-Americanism. During a pre-game press conference for a game in Miami, Kaepernick defended his wearing of a t-shirt featuring Fidel Castro, a man who oppressed thousands and thousands of Cubans who risked death on rafts and rickety boats to escape his prison island and make it to Miami.
I agree with the investment in education. I also agree with the investment in free universal health care.
Apparently, Kaepernick is unaware that Cuban hospitals that aren't for the favored class have conditions beyond belief. Patients have to bring their own pillows, light bulbs, and potable water. Imagine someone praising Stalin and Pol Pot's literary programs while ignoring the gulags and the killing fields. Sadly, these are the types of arguments leftists make all the time. Finally, Kaepernick constantly wears a Malcolm X t-shirt but doesn't seem to have a problem aligning himself with people who associate with the man responsible for his death.
Was Malcolm your traitor or was he ours? And if we dealt with him like a nation deals with a traitor, what the hell business is it of yours?
So why did the players kneel? Because leftists are intent on politicizing every single aspect of American life in order to further their agenda. If you would like to receive more real news you can trust, please hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel.